Welcome to Coley's 10 to Win series of training. This presentation is titled, Is Your Company Ready to Take the GSA Schedule Plunge? Hello, I'm Jack Coley, CEO of Coley & Associates. Deciding whether to do business with the government or to pursue a GSA schedule are strategic questions that could have a major impact on your company, and thus shouldn't be taken lightly. For the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to provide you with information that will help you decide if your company is ready to take the GSA schedule plunge. The first thing most business people want to know is whether or not doing business with the government could be profitable. Well, the answer is yes. The government buys almost everything, from autos to zippers, and their spending has increased 105% since 2002. In addition, multi-year contracts provide long-term, reliable cash flows as well as repeat business from loyal customers. Because of this, doing business with the government can help offset private sector downturns like we've seen twice in the past decade. These are just some of the benefits of doing business with the government. So now you're probably wondering, how do I get started? The first step is to obtain a contracting vehicle that gives the government access to your products and services. Once in place, a contracting vehicle reduces competition and streamlines the buying process for government buyers. Three key contracting vehicles are government-wide acquisition contracts, or GWACs, indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, or IDIQs, and multiple award schedules, also known as GSA schedules. The GSA schedule is usually the first contracting vehicle obtained by companies entering the government market space. Why a GSA schedule instead of other contracting vehicles? First, contractors can apply to obtain the GSA schedule anytime, unlike other contracts that may only be accessible every 3 to 5 years. Also, their ease of use for government buyers has helped make GSA schedules extremely popular and, in turn, the single largest contracting program in terms of dollar sales of all contracting vehicles. And the best part? GSA schedule contractors, on average, receive 2.3 times more contract revenue than non-GSA schedule contractors. To qualify for a GSA schedule, your business must meet certain requirements. First, your company cannot be debarred from doing business with the government. Second, your company will need to provide financial statements that GSA will evaluate to ensure that your company is financially sound. In addition, your company must provide 4 to 10 customer references, and those references must provide a positive evaluation of your performance. You will also have to submit 2 to 5 examples of successful past performance that are similar to the types of services being offered to GSA. Your company will also need 1 to 2 years of corporate experience, depending on the type of GSA schedule you are pursuing and whether you are offering professional services or products. Finally, as part of the GSA schedule agreement, you must be willing to offer GSA your best prices for the same or similar circumstances. Ensuring your company meets GSA requirements is only the beginning. There are essentially 3 phases in the process of obtaining a GSA schedule. Phase 1 consists of developing your proposal package. The first step is finding the right GSA schedule. You can use our website or search the GSA e-library to find the best GSA schedule for your products or services. Once you find the right schedule, you will need to download the GSA solicitation, complete GSA's Pathway to Success training, obtain a digital certificate, build your offer package, and then submit your GSA schedule offer to GSA using GSA's e-offer program. Phase 2 is the GSA review process. Once submitted, a GSA contracting officer will review your offer package for completeness and reasonableness. During this phase, there usually are several rounds of clarification requested by the contracting officer. You will need to be extremely responsive to all of GSA's requests for additional information or risk your offer being rejected. And if that happens, you'll have to start all over. Phase 3 is the award process. If the contracting officer determines that it is in the government's best interest to do business with your company, they will conduct negotiations to finalize the best terms and conditions. Once the terms have been agreed upon, you will need to submit a final proposal revision letter that captures the agreed upon terms and becomes part of the GSA schedule contract. Once you've received a GSA schedule, there are ongoing responsibilities that I will cover in more detail later, but it's important to remember that you must stay compliant with the agreed-to terms and conditions to keep out of trouble. This gives you a general idea of how the award process works and how long each phase may take. Keep in mind, though, that each step may take more or less time depending on your understanding of the process, the type of GSA schedule you're pursuing, and GSA's workload. As you saw on the previous page, the process for winning a GSA schedule is complex, and you must be willing to make certain investments both during and after the award process. Investments required to develop an offer package and build federal business involves time, money, marketing, and people. Time investments include things like the time it takes to build the offer, coordinate it through GSA, research the market, and responding to bid requests, as well as the time it takes to gain market traction, which could take from 12 to 24 months. Money investment includes the cost of managing and marketing your new GSA schedule, such as the cost of personnel needed to focus on GSA schedule compliance, or designing marketing collateral, press releases, and product catalogs. It could also include the cost of lost opportunities created by focusing on the GSA schedule market rather than other markets. Marketing investments include the time and cost of printing collateral, website development and maintenance, email campaigns, public relations, networking, and visiting government representatives. With all of the steps involved, it may be necessary to dedicate several people to managing and marketing your GSA schedule. Failure to make any of these investments will significantly reduce your chances of success. Although we've seen how profitable obtaining GSA schedules can be, many companies focus on the benefits and forget that many responsibilities come with being an approved GSA schedule contractor that can get them into trouble if they don't keep up with them. For instance, last year alone, GSA recovered more than $200 million from non-compliant GSA schedule vendors. So if you're fortunate enough to complete the process and be awarded a GSA schedule contract, there are many ongoing responsibilities that you will need to keep in mind. These include keeping your contract current through contract modifications, updating and publishing your latest GSA Schedule e-catalog to GSA Advantage, accurately tracking and reporting GSA schedule sales, filing equal employment opportunity reports, filing VETS 100 reports. You'll need to monitor your pricing to remain competitive. You'll also need a system in place to monitor your sales to ensure you're in compliance with GSA's price reduction clause. If you offer services, you may need to comply with the Service Contract Act. You'll need to remain prepared for GSA's audits that occur every couple of years. And if you're a large business, you'll have to commit to subcontracting a portion of your GSA scheduled tasks to small businesses. In addition to keeping up with contract management responsibilities, you'll need to dedicate marketing resources to your new GSA schedule in order to be successful. At a minimum, I suggest that you plan on investing in the following marketing activities. Update your marketing materials to ensure that the message is appropriate for the federal market and highlights your new GSA schedule. Initiate email and print marketing campaigns to your targeted prospects. Network and exhibit at matchmaking events, trade shows, and conferences. Visit small business representatives, contracting officers, and prospective customers. Respond to requests for quotes. Keep your expectations realistic. If you're new to the federal market, then plan on 12 to 24 months before your first contract. Don't bank on making sales right away. Getting on a GSA schedule as a way to save a business in trouble is a bad idea. In summary, you'll need to be prepared, be persistent, and be patient. Success doesn't happen overnight. If you're willing to actively pursue opportunities and commit the resources necessary to win them, then you'll be successful in the GSA schedule marketplace. Wow, that was a lot of information. Let's review some of the keys to success with GSA schedules. To qualify for a GSA schedule, your business must meet certain requirements. The GSA process is lengthy and requires investments of money, time, marketing, and people. both during and after the initial award process. Companies that are prepared, persistent, and have realistic expectations are typically more successful. All of this adds up to GSA Schedule contractors earning, on average, 2.3 times more than non-GSA Schedule contractors. This presentation has provided you with a lot of information to think about. Obviously, within the time allotted, I've only scratched the surface of the many complexities involved in winning, managing, and marketing a GSA schedule. Your next steps in the decision process are: 1. Identify the right solicitation. 2. Determine if your company meets the minimum requirements. 3. Calculate your company's potential return on investment. 4. Decide if you are ready to get started. If you would like assistance in determining if your company is ready to take the GSA Schedule plunge, or help with calculating your potential ROI, complete our short questionnaire and we'll be happy to help. Thank you for taking time to listen to this presentation. I hope you have found it to be of value.